Hey, I'm Todd Burrier, and welcome to 6 Steps to Start a Home Business, even if you have zero idea on what the business will be and you have to do it part-time. You know, I've been working in the home business industry full-time for 27 years as I make this. And I know how incredible it can be. It's certainly not easy. It's never easy to start something you've never done before. But like anything else in your life, if you'll apply yourself and it's something you really want to accomplish and you've got the right reasons and you're willing to be consistent, you'll succeed. I mean, it's never been easier than now to get started in a home business, and it's certainly never been more possible for you to succeed, because you're in a time and space on this planet when the technology has allowed it to be simple to work from home, when the climate is that lots of people now work from home and have home businesses, so it's accepted. And so it is, and not to mention there's lots of coaches and mentors and people like me who dedicate a significant part of their life to helping people change their life through a home business, because it's really an unbelievable way to live. Now again, you don't have to want to build an empire, but you know what? You probably will want to make it big once you get going, because the truth is, unless you absolutely love your job, if you had all the money you needed, you probably wouldn't go to it. And that tells you all you need to know. But you find people in the home business arena, me included, who do real well, but we continue to love doing it because, you know, we're at home on our bare feet, we spend time with our families, we get to do all kinds of things, we work hard. It just doesn't look the same way, right? It looks different, right? So I'm going to give you six steps here that will help you kind of get a handle on it. They're not going to be like intense steps that you can't do. They're things you have to think about that will serve you if you do them. Okay, so the first one is we're not making any assumption about what you want to do, right? Because that's the whole premise here. You have zero idea on what the business will be, okay? So the first thing you got to think of is what's the business going to be? So how do you go about doing that? So if you want to think about starting something, right, then the first place you want to look is, what are your interests, right? What is it that you like? Because that is something you probably like to do, right? Do you like to fish? Or do you like to craft? Or do you like to garden? Are you interested in books? Well, I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, literally anything. Pretty much, if you think about it, everything on the planet that exists, everywhere, somebody had a business for it, right? I mean, everything that's around you right now didn't exist at one point, and someone came up with the idea for it. So how do you figure out what that's going to be? Well, think about it like this. I mean, there's things you like to do. There's things you love to do. There's things you're passionate about. Can you turn that into a business? Can you turn a hobby into a business? And all you got to do is think about the subjects that are connected, the areas, the things that you can serve in those areas of interest, and you'll find all kinds of avenues, right? Matter of fact, you could go online and Google the thing that you're interested in and find a zillion different ideas that people are already doing around a business. So that's the first thing that you do if you're looking to start your own thing completely from scratch, okay? Which is great. I mean, lots of people do it. Heck, a lot of empires have been started in basements and garages, right? That's just a fact. So that's one way to go about it. Personally, I think the second way it's the way I went. It's the way a lot of people I know went. And that is to look into network marketing, right? And why would you look into network marketing? Well, because the business is already in place. In other words, you don't have to figure all the stuff out, like how to manufacture your product, how to get your resources, what your supply chain is going to look like, how you're going to take orders, how you're going to do accounting. Who's got the amount of stuff that is involved in a business is dramatic, right? As a matter of fact, one of the primary reasons that people fail in small businesses, they get into a business because they really love the thing that they're getting in the business to do. Maybe they fix cars, right? And so they want to be a mechanic, and they love fixing cars, but they're a one-person shop and they're fixing cars, and before they know it, they got all this other stuff to deal with, right? So Michael Gerber said in the E-Myth many, many, many years ago, right? Now the person has one job he loves and 12 he doesn't know how to do and hates, right? That's exactly what happens in a small business. You may be very detailed and organized and it's easy for you to put together, or you might have that because you can find resources for it. But by getting involved in a network marketing company, you have someone else doing all of that stuff, right? You're just given a compensation structure to work in, a product to work with, and all kinds of systematization to get involved. And even if you just utilize it as a way to learn the ropes, learn how to be in business, learn how to market yourself, learn how to talk to people, because you'll have to do that in any business. Why not do it without risk? In your own business, you're going to have to put money into all those things. I'm not trying to push you away from it or push you into it. What I'm doing is giving you two alternatives, right? But in the network marketing arena, the company that you partner with, and you should make sure you pick a company that's aligned with your core values and that's that is related to an interest, or you feel some calling towards either the product line or the way they work or something, right? There's something that has to connect with you a little bit, and that could be just because it's a great opportunity. For some people, that's all that needs to be. But the point I'm making is that all the heavy lifting, all the stuff on the side is already done, and you have access to world-class training, personal development. You get unbelievable education in the network marketing industry. It literally, people that get involved in network marketing, and this is a fact, they do better in their jobs. They are happier, they develop better skills, they develop all the skills that we don't learn in school, right? I have an MBA, which is quite a bit of schooling, right? To go from, whenever I started, I guess I was 3 when I first went to school, but all the way through college and then through an MBA program. That's a lot of school. And nowhere was I taught how to properly plan and how to set goals and how to communicate interpersonally with someone and how to do the things that really matter in business. You will learn all that stuff in network marketing. You will learn so much, you'll become productive in every avenue of your life. And so I would suggest you look into this. I'm not telling you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying I would suggest you look deeply into this industry if you just don't have something that's popping right here. If something's not popping, then go here, because you can get started and the blueprint is laid out and you just have to plug in and put your energy into it. Okay? So the third thing, and this is a really big thing, get very clear about why. Why are you driven to do something? Is it about making a change in your life? Right? Is it about just because you're inspired to do something? Or is there something that you're unsettled with? Or maybe it's about being with your family more ultimately. Or maybe it's putting someone through college or paying off college debt. Or maybe it's to have more money for retirement. I don't know. It could be a million things. But the point is, your why, regardless of what you do, whether it's a home business you figure out and start, or whether it's network marketing, your why is your cause, right? What your cause does is it validates your effort. And it's a pretty interesting concept. But see, what drives most every business in the world is the story behind it. The story behind it, which is the cause, the reason, the passion, the why. That is what drives it. That's what you'll tell, right? Even if you're crafting, you'll say, well, I started crafting because I really enjoyed these baskets and they gave me such joy, and I made some for a friend of mine. And they were just lit up like a Christmas tree. They just loved it. And I thought, wow, that was really cool. And I made a little bit of money. I think I could do that again. And so I started doing it because it felt good and I could see how much joy it brought people. And I really did want to find a way to make some more money to help. Do you see what I mean? It's just a natural thing. And they're like, wow, that is a great story. Let me check out your baskets, right? So your why does two things. One, it communicates to the other person the story around it. And the story around it is what draws someone, because when someone hears your story, they've got a story too, right? And in most cases, it's just the truth, people are struggling. They're not doing the things they want to do in life. And in many cases, they feel a little hopeless because the world's beating on them quite a bit. And then here you are sharing a story about taking action. You represent hope. And that is such a powerful thing, to represent hope for someone else. There's a proverb that says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. Ooh, it's so factual. If you don't have hope, well, you got no hope, right? You're hopeless. Nobody wants to be hopeless. And so you having a cause, you having a purpose, you having a story, and starting something inspires another person all by itself. They say, oh, if Bob could go after what he wants to do, why can't I? He's doing it. It's the connector, right? Wait till your business is massive to start telling people about it. That's the opposite. Well, first of all, it won't get massive if you don't tell people about it. But second of all, then you're missing the opportunity to connect to people where they are and make a difference in their life. So the other thing that it does is it drives you. You see, the surface thing, hey, I want to make some money to pay off a college debt, that ain't that's not going to carry you, because any business you start, right, is going to have periods that are difficult. Businesses don't just go, oh, this is a happy ride. There's no such thing, right? What makes a success story is that it was hard. It's not, what doesn't make it a success story because someone started and, oh, boom, all of a sudden Henry Ford, oh, look, that's really, there's some metal there. Let's make a car. Oh, everybody wants cars. Oh, look, I've sold 1 billion of them. No, that's not what happened, right? You had to go through everything you had to go through before it started working. And it's like that for everything. So you got to have a why so that you will walk through your fire. And the beautiful thing about this is, and the thing that to really grasp, which is part of why this is such an important little story, is you're going to walk through fire in life whether you do something or not. You might as well walk through it doing something, right? I mean, think about it. All right, okay, so number four. Number four is you've got to prioritize your dream. All right, now this might be tough to hear, but when you go to work every day, granted, you're gone because you're going to earn your income, you're going to do what you do. But the fact is, you are part of someone else's dream. That's what you are, right? And then, so they're leveraging your time to help increase their profits. That's why you have a job, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the system. But that's the truth, right? You're just a piece of somebody else's dream. Your dream has got to be at least as important to you as that, right? And so that means you have to prioritize it. You have to say, okay, I'm going to put a little hedge around this corner of time. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week. It doesn't matter what it is. You just have to start. You just have to start and commit it, right? Commit the time and clock in, right? Clock in. I'm clocking in every night at 6:30, right? I'm clocking in. Why? Because I clocked in for somebody else's dream. I'm certainly going to clock in for mine. My family's worth it. I'm worth it. The legacy I could leave is worth it. The example I set for my kids is worth it. I can go on and on and on because I've lived it for so long. But you have to prioritize your dream. It has to be at least as important to you, and should be more important to you than anybody else's dream you're supporting, outside of your family, of course. Okay? So put a little hedge around your time and commit to those hours, because consistency is the name of the game. You can get anywhere a step at a time. Anywhere. You can walk around the world a step at a time. That's probably not true. You'd have to swim a little bit, but you get the idea. Okay, so number 5, dedicate space. So what do I mean by that? Dedicate space. Make it tangible for yourself, right? I don't care what. When I first started many, many years ago, I had one little desk in the corner of one tiny dining room that was in the corner of one tiny apartment. Well, I don't care. I had one little desk. That was it. My space was like this big. That was it. That was my space. But it was my space. And what did I do? I showed up. Went to work in the day, came home, showed up at my little space, right? I'm in my space. Here I am. I'm in business in my space. Think about that. You make it real. Make it real for yourself. Dedicate some space. Say, family, this house is yours except this little space right over here. See this right here? I'm going to build an empire right here from this little space. You dedicate your space. You put up some things that you love around your little space, things that inspire you, maybe pictures of your goals, maybe some words about your goals. You have your computer, you have whatever your system is going to be for your work, and you have it in this little space. Now, granted, we're in the age which is awesome. I mean, you're in an awesome age to be in a home business because you can work from anywhere. And so maybe you don't have to stay in that space, but you should at least show up, right? You show up in your space because you're clocking in, and then maybe you walk outside and you're talking on the phone or on your smartphone, on your tablet or on your laptop somewhere else. You could do that, but make sure you check in. Check into your space. That lets you know you've showed up for work, okay? So that's a really important thing. And the number 6 is pretty common sense, but not always. Common sense is not always common practice, right? Plan your work, work your plan. Plan your work, work your plan. Once you get it, it's easy. See, there's going to be a process for succeeding, whatever that is. There always is a process. I teach a very simple process for home business. Works for everybody. Works for any kind of home business. But there are lots of other people teach great stuff too. Again, if you do a network marketing situation, you'll be given a process. It doesn't mean you can't add your own flavor, your own personality, but you'll have one. Over here, the interest, if you cultivate something on your own, make sure you do your homework, right? Get some coaching, get some mentoring, find someone in that space and learn. It doesn't even have to be someone in space, someone who knows how to do a home business so that they can help you understand, okay, here's your process, which always starts with letting the world know you're in business. You see, when you start a home business, it's not like you went and you rented the space on the corner and hung out your shingle and everybody drives by and says, hey, look at Mary's coffee right there. No, nobody knows you're in business, right? Nobody knows you're in business until you tell them, right? So think about this. There's no secret agent coffee shops. There aren't any, right? Because if the whole world doesn't know that coffee shop exists, it doesn't exist anymore, right? So it's the same thing for you. You have to make sure that you get the word out, and you've got to have a plan to do that, okay? Because that's the most important thing you can do when you get started is people need to know that you're in business. And you probably should be working with someone, some sort of mentor or coach who can help you understand the right way to do that, right? The way that makes people go, hey, I'd like to come check out your coffee shop, as opposed to like, whoa, stay away from Bob. He's got coffee and he'll tell you about it, right? There's right ways and wrong ways to do this, right? So these 6 steps, you follow these. I don't care where you are right now. I don't care what your situation is right now. You can start a home business even though you got zero idea what to do and you only have to work part-time. And I'm telling you, I know thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have started part-time, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours a week, who now have lives that you couldn't believe, right? It didn't happen overnight, but they were dedicated and they were consistent, right? So I hope this is helpful for you. If it is, spread the word about the stuff that I'm doing, because I'm trying to help as many people as possible. That's my mission. If you need some guidance, maybe I can help. Maybe I'm not the guy, but maybe I am. If I'm not, I'll direct you somewhere else. But shoot me an email, tburrier@gmail.com, and let me know what you're trying to do. Here's 2 questions that you can send to me. One, why it's not even a question, it's what you can tell me. Why it's important to you, right? Why doing this is important to you. And the second is, what's the single most important question you want to ask me? So shoot me an email. I'm happy to respond to that, and I respond to everybody. It's not always like in that moment because I have a lot of people that I'm working with, but I will respond to you. Trust me, and it will be in a timely fashion. So I hope you found this beneficial, and I'm glad you're here.